Born in the pines where the axes sing loud. Generations deep, we're a proud, tough crowd. Hands on the Bible, the timber, the steel. Faith in the Lord, the life that we feel. God, guns, and sawdust, it's in our veins. Through the sweat and the toil, through the joy and the pain, we stand on the roots of the trees we felled. Faith in the Maker, stories to tell.
Hey, welcome back to God, Guns, and Sawdust. A little bit of different look today, boys and girls, man. I tell you what, our IT guy, Sean, man, he is the man that's setting stuff up, isn't he? Well, hey, we're here with Dwayne and Kelly Moore from Full Rut. Welcome in, all.
Man, I am honored to be here, especially in all of this brand new, awesome studio.
Hey, man, we appreciate
it. It is. It's great.
Hey, before we get started, we're going to do like we always do here on God, Guns, and Sawdust. We're going to start off with a prayer. So if you would, bow with me. Our most awesome and almighty God in heaven, we come to you at this time, thanking you so much for this time that we have to come together and talk about what we do for a living, Father. We know without you, Father, that nothing in this world is possible. Father, we are so thankful for your love. We're so thankful for your grace that you give us every day. Father, but most importantly, we're thankful for Jesus Christ who died on the cross, that cruel sacrifice for our sins, Father. Father, we are so thankful for that we have the hope of eternal life one day. Father, we pray that what we say here today will maybe help somebody out there and save their life, Father. Father, we are so blessed for the blessings that you bestow upon us each day. Father, we pray that you'll be with us through this podcast and be with our guests as they travel home after this podcast, Father, that they'll have a safe journey back home. All these things we ask in your son's name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Wow. You guys traveled a ways up here, didn't you?
Yeah, it wasn't too awful bad. About 5.5, 6 hours.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
West Virginia.
Yeah.
Man,
country.
Come up to big Indiana, huh?
Yeah.
Up here to
I love it out here in the Midwest.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, yeah. We used to go to Illinois a lot and hunt. And Indiana, that's what I was telling her on the way out. This reminds me a lot of Illinois, just the cornfields. And I think it's beautiful.
We got some big whitetails up here.
Well, man. I can help y'all with that.
No, I do
we
have.
We need a lot of them gone.
Yeah, we do. There's Beth knows them real well. She meets them at the front end of her truck.
Oh yeah,
a lot,
I was thinking that on the way out here. I was like, ooh.
There's some big ones out here.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen drop tines come out across the road, buddy.
Yeah. Nice.
Green Bean and I got one really good one last year on video. Oh man, he had the deer song with it. Yeah. He was a big old boy. He had a drop tine on the left.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to find that video.
Nice.
But have you ever heard of an X Factor deer?
X Factor?
Out of Peru, Indiana. Our IT guy, Sean, is there any way maybe you can pull up an X Factor deer out of Peru, Indiana? It would be the, Beth, help me out, the name.
The deer, I mean, I don't know what.
There they are. There they are. So we have been on this farm.
It's some kind of supplement they give them to make their.
So are they breeding these deer? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Man.
Yeah,
there's one of them. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Beth.
Oh, I was gonna say he actually went to prison for doing something illegally, but.
Yeah, that
but it ended up not sticking too.
Yeah.
And he ended up. They're still going on about it right now. Bowinkle, dude, he was like 90 some points.
Yeah, my goodness. I seen that coming through the woods. I don't know.
They look like their heads are even hard to hold up. When you go up there and see them in person on the farm there, they just look like it's hard to hold their head up.
He does look. He looks in misery almost there.
Almost. There's some big ones. That right there is one of the smaller ones.
Mm.
Bowinkle and everything else. But that's what they did. They just raised them. They had Brooks, a lot of other special people would come there and hunt them, and everything else. So I didn't know if you had ever heard of X Factor or not.
No, I had not.
Yeah, people they pay there to go stay at this lodge, and then they hunt them, but they're all fenced in.
Right. Yeah, that's not my thing.
No.
No, not at all. But
I'd rather just freeze in a tree stand and wait on them to walk.
But that's what they do.
Right.
Yep. So these big wigs, they call them city slickers. they come to these places and they're in them great big old skyscrapers and they're talking to their buddies about deer hunting, and they want to be as cool as them. You know what I mean? Because they're going out like Dwayne here and really going hunting, and they're coming back. Hey, look what I got, boys. Yeah. Well, these guys feel like, hey, man, I can get one bigger than yours. Oh no, you can't. So they go and pay $35,000 to go have one fenced in. They shoot it. They get it mounted. They take it back up there and show them like they went somewhere, see? Right. That's how all that works. Yeah. It's crazy. They've got a couple places like that in Indiana.
Oh, wow. Yep. There's some spots like that back home, but I've never been in one. It's just
the only reason why we knew about the Deer Lodge is because we went up there for a family reunion.
Right.
Well, he was an old family friend of my dad's side of the family, and so we had some family reunions up there, and he was like, "Hey, just stay at our Deer Lodge." And
oh man, it was
that's the only way we ever learned about the deer.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the biggest things, I try not to ever talk about the way other people hunt, because one of the biggest things, you can get an argument going like if you say, I'm a crossbow hunter. And then all the traditional bow hunters will jump on, they're like, well, you use a crossbow. So I've done videos on that. I was like, we've all got to stick together no matter how you hunt. If it's legal, have at it, because the anti-hunters are coming at us. They would love to ban all hunting. So why would we fight amongst ourselves?
Right. That's what they want us to do.
Oh yeah. And then and then they can ban it. But but I say have at it. Now the fence thing,
I'm not into that neither. That's not fair.
No,
that's not fair to the animal. That's not fair to nobody.
No, that's kind of rough. I mean, I just go out in the field and shoot a cow if that's the case.
It's the truth.
Same thing, but
it's the truth.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about your background, Dwayne. You and your wife.
So, you want me to go first?
First.
So, I was in the Marine Corps, and I went in early.
Well, thank you for your service, for real. Yes, sir.
So, I went in. My grandpa was a Marine in World War II, but that's not the reason why I went in. When I joined, at the time I had a speech impediment. I stuttered bad, like in high school and stuff. And I remember sitting on my bed as a senior thinking to myself, I can't go through life like this. I got to fix this somehow. And then some of my buddies had went in the Marine Corps, and I was like, I'm going to go in the Marine Corps and they'll fix it. Well, they fixed it, but not the way I was planning on. But anyways, went in there. I done 4 years. I say privileged. Some people don't think that way, but it's an honor to go to combat. If you're in the military, you want to go fight a war.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just to see if you've got. So I went to the Gulf War. And we went through Kuwait City, and I seen some stuff, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yes, sir.
So got out and done odd jobs. I drove gas trucks. I'd done mechanic work, this and that, trying to find my way. Really didn't know what I wanted to do, and ended up, all my buddies were working at a federal prison that they built back home. So I went to work there, and I was cut out to work at a prison. So some people are. It was a good job for me. I loved that job. And it sounds weird to people, but I loved that job. But I did 20 years and retired, and then now we're doing the full rut thing, and it's doing real well. Wasn't planning on it to do as well as it is. It started out just strictly hunting and fishing, and now, people that see it, it's a little bit of everything. So yeah, we're doing great. I met Kelly, and I met my wife in prison.
He actually did meet me in prison. But there's a little bit of backstory to our Facebook page. When I met him, I had shot bows and stuff before, but I had never really hunted much. My dad took me some when I was younger, but when I met him, I was already divorced, 2 girls, and just kind of raising my girls, and met Dwayne, and he got me into first just shooting a bow because I just loved archery, but then I was like, well, okay, I want to hunt and stuff. Well, he had tried, I guess, in the past to do a hunting show on like some of the TV shows and stuff, and it just never had taken off. And then he had a name for it that he had named it, and I didn't like
She
it.
didn't like it.
So I was like, we got to come up with a better name for this. And so I come up with Full Rut, and that's stuck.
That's awesome.
But at that time, we were trying to get sponsors and do just, he was filming me. I was trying to film him. We were doing a lot of hunting and just all kinds of stuff, strictly hunting. But we were also trying to raise kids and go to ball games and work every day and
It's hard.
schedules. And it was hard and trying to get sponsors. So we just kind of like forgot about it and just kind of just let the business license go and just kind of, never really thought much about it. We sometimes watch some of our old videos and laugh and stuff. But, and then I retired, and then he was getting ready to retire, and he just started just for fun, just said, I'm just going to start going back and just doing stuff under Full Rut. We still had the name and everything. So he went on Facebook and just started doing reels and pictures, and one thing led to another. So that's kind of how that started. There was a backstory to that. So.
How long has that been going on Facebook?
So the Full Rut page has actually been around 4 or 5 years. But whenever we retired, it was when I really took it serious. It was kind of just laying there, you know.
Probably around 2023.
And then, once we started doing that, and like I said, at first it was strictly just hunting and fishing videos. And then I started taking trail cam pictures and making memes out of them, like our own trail cam pictures, putting a little bubble up there and like the deer are talking to each other. Like I would have a doe and a buck there or something, and it would be like the doe saying, well, why don't you ever take me out during the daytime, or something like that. And the buck would be like, there's one there. And then just crazy stuff. And then it kind of took off from there, and then we started the reels, but now, I'm kind of in like I joke around all the time, and I think things are funny, like when people fall and things like that. Probably, I watch where I step in the winter because karma's coming for me.
Oh yeah,
you can bet on that. But apparently, there's like a million other people that think that's funny too, because they all watch. So the comments and all. But I did a video the other day. I want when people see our logo, a full rut, and that brand, I don't want them to think about just hunting. I want them to think about just being a good American, being a patriot, and everything that we stand for, not just the hunting side of it, but when they see that, say, man, that dude's got a Full Rut logo on him. He loves America. He supports the police, the firefighters, the military, and all of that. I want them just not just the hunting and fishing side of it, and not people falling off a porch.
Yep.
So, and then that's the path I'm trying to push it now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Whether or not time will tell, but that's the direction we're going in.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's been pretty crazy. I know being a content creator is not easy with all the hate.
No,
there's a lot of hate out there, isn't there, Dwayne?
Yeah.
I see it in your videos like I see it in mine. Yeah. Everybody knows more than you.
Everybody does. And then just because you have certain beliefs, like in God, and you're conservative, everything wants to be made political now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's got nothing to do with politics for me. It's just how I raised. I feel the same way and act the same way when Obama or Biden was in office as I do when Trump.
Yep.
And I respect that office the same.
You have to.
Now, do I agree with him? No. I don't agree with everything President Trump's done.
No.
But I voted for him 3 times. So
same here.
So,
I'm proud to say I voted for him.
Absolutely.
I know he's doing things nobody else could do. Everything's, I know, a lot of people say, oh, man, TKP, dude, you talk about politics, and politics has a lot to do with logging, man. That's all there is to it.
Oh, and I would say it definitely does.
It does. Because when,
the people of Facebook say otherwise.
Oh, the people of Facebook.
It's like coal mining where we're from. Has everything to do with
everything.
Politics.
Yep. And
always has.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Because when it's moving, we're doing pretty good. And if it's not moving, I've said this a couple other times. That's what I made this podcast, because a lot of people don't take logging serious. They think, oh yeah, I know them loggers over there, loggers, all they do is ruin the land. No, that's not true. Loggers do a lot of good for the land.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
if we don't take them down, you want to talk about one ugly looking woods, man. If you don't maintain them, just go look at your state parks that don't ever get nothing done to them. Man, it's so sad because down here where I'm from in Spencer, we just had a big tornado 2 years ago, and it killed 2 people in McCormick's Creek State Park. Leveled it.
Mm.
Now, it let a logging crew go in and clean up around. They bidded it off, and who actually benefits from that is the state, because they can take the money that they got from it to help rebuild. Okay. Now it blew down a whole bunch of the rest of the forest. But you know what they said? Oh, we're not going to touch that, ma'am, sir. You have over $3 to $4 million worth of timber laying on the ground. That's going to go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going to do with the wildlife.
Right.
I'm going to explain a lot to some people out there too. When I go logging and we're selective harvesting here in the Midwest, that's what we do in the Midwest. We don't replant. You don't replant? No, God does. That's the way he set it up. It's a cycle, man.
Right. Exactly.
When you do it right and you don't skin up trees and you take pride in your work, when you're a logger like I was raised, those people love you. And if they have that same land in 25 more years and it circles around, they're not calling nobody but you, because you respected the walnut trees. You didn't skin them up. You didn't tear down other trees to get trees out. A lot of the times, my dad used horses to log people's properties out. My grandpa was known for that. That's what he did. He was the first one to ever bring Duke breed into the pulling horse industry. That's what he used to pull his horses out every day back when he was alive. So, what we do is passionate, and it's a cycle, and it's a beautiful cycle. And I know they do the same thing in West Virginia, because it is a cycle.
Right.
They don't really go in there and tear down a whole bunch of woods at a time. They go through it and select cut it.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with politics. Man, when Trump put the tariffs, I think we talked about this a little bit at dinner, but when Trump put the tariffs on China and they quit buying timber, we're like, oh no, the first time when he put them on there, they kind of slowed down. But then when the tariff came through, about the time Biden was in for the second year, poplar, red oak used to be dead. We couldn't even sell it, man. But as soon as them tariffs hit them, red oak went to almost $2. We hadn't seen that in 10 years. Poplar went from 40 cents to $100 to $1. You know what I mean?
Right.
$1.25, and it stayed there until the inflation came up so far that it went away, and then the logger wasn't making anything. And you have to talk about that, man. I know young loggers that's started out there when it was going bad. Now it's coming back. So the ones that's made it this far, they're probably gonna make her all the way. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But there for a while, you can only break even until when Trump got the, drilling again to make mats. They have to make mats because it rains and gets muddy and they can't get to to drill. And there's mats. People need mats all over the place. So that's what helps Indiana boys. So if we're getting $1 for the butt log on a red oak, now we can make a little money, but what are you going to do with the rest of it? Well, before it was only 35 cents. You give that landowner half of that, you're not really making anything as a work bill, let alone paying somebody to help you.
Right.
So even at the end, the logger, you have to really fight through it, especially if you're an honest logger.
Right.
Because I'm telling you right now, man, you're going to sit on your property. It's not like the cornfield next door that gets picked every year. You're going to wait 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be able to cash that out one time. In that 20 years, what's my right to come steal it from you? You're going to have faith in me or some logger. How are you going to know the prices?
Right. Exactly.
You don't know the prices.
No.
Now I've got, hey, what I tell you, either you're going to believe me or you're going to go ask somebody else.
Right.
So my word's everything.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you something. That's the way, the people that I've worked for, that's the way they think. And that's the only way there is honest loggers out there. Not all of them's bad. And that's what kind of gave us, a bad rap pretty much. Them other people taking advantage of people. That's in everything. But I just like bringing awareness to That's what I really started this podcast for, really.
Is that why you started making your videos, or just?
I made my videos when it come to cutting trees because I've seen a lot of people get killed that way. They don't look up. They don't pay attention. They stand there and look at it after they cut it. Something come down, hit them in the head. So when I started making videos and East Coast loggers of the East, I always said, hey, look up and pay attention. That is a big boom baby. So that is a big boom baby. They were like, man, every time they heard it, they always knew, look up, pay attention.
Yeah.
It don't matter what you wear. It matters on how you visualize what that tree's going to do.
Right.
You can't visualize that tree. You don't know where your bar's at in the tree. Don't cut the tree.
Yeah.
See, that's where people mess up. You go and you watch these videos and you see the tree going on the house. How that happens is when they don't know where their bar is in the wood. They stick their wedges in the back. They got this much holding in the front. You ain't gonna wedge it over. Cut a little bit more, Bob. Cut a little bit more. Cut a little bit more, Bob. Cut a little bit more. Hey, they're there a half an hour. Tree ain't down. Cut a little bit more, Bob. I think you got to cut a little bit more on that side, Bob. They're cutting the holding wood off.
Right.
They should have never cut that side. Should cut the other side. But they don't know where their bar's at. Don't cut the tree. Period. That's what I'm here for. Hey, man, hold my beer and watch this. That's the last time you see it, man. It's gone. So when I started making videos, that was to make people pay attention. Man, I know people that was married into tree trimming, and they thought they can go out and cut their own tree. Married a couple of years. Came down, hit him in the head, and killed him.
Yeah.
Branch come out, didn't see it coming.
That's
Whacked him in the head.
That's probably why I started watching your videos, is because I go, well, I guess I could say I'm just scared of it. Like, I know how dangerous it is to cut trees, and I don't know what you know.
Dwayne, do you know what you call that?
So,
common sense,
well,
man.
yeah. And that's not how I'm wanting to go out.
Right.
You know, I'm wanting to go out.
Eaten by a bear.
Yeah.
Eaten
by a bear. Yeah.
That's how he wants to go out.
Yeah. If I have my way to die, no, anybody can die of cancer. I want to get eaten by a bear.
That's freaking awesome,
Yeah.
dude. I don't care what you say. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't really want to die by getting hit by a tree, but
no.
hey, it'd be better than sitting in a bed knowing you got cancer and you're going to die.
Hey, have you ever seen Jeff the Bear Man on Facebook?
I don't think so.
I have seen him. He's awesome.
He's just right down the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some.
He's got
bears
grizzly
on there.
bears.
Oh, now see, I don't want to get eaten by. Now I'm picky on what bear I want to eat me.
Does it have to be a black bear to
I
wait
want
or
one of
what?
my bears at the house to eat me, But I don't want to be eaten until later on. I still got stuff to do.
Got stuff to do.
Yeah, but but think how cool a story that would be for our kids. Be like, Dad got eaten by a bear, man. They found his foot over here. They found an arm over this way.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like, not this past hunting season, but last year, we were both in tree stands in the county. It's real steep, real mountainous area, and it's in McDowell County. He was I couldn't see him, but he wasn't far from me. But I heard something out of the corner of my eye or my ear, and I kind of turned and I looked. I thought it was buck coming up behind me, and I was in my tree stand and I looked, and it was a bear, and he came right up, started like playing with my safety rope.
Huh?
It started to climb up, like it started coming up the tree. I've got video of it, and I was texting him the video. I said, "This bear's trying to come up the tree."
Yeah. What should I do? Shoot it.
I didn't want to shoot it because it's so steep and so rugged there. Like,
shoot it.
I did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. We never found that one. Like,
No.
we would never got it out there.
Yeah, but it could have ate you too.
Yeah.
It
And she sees way more bear than I do. And we'll hunt the same area. And I got a theory behind it. She wears patchouli, which is like a
just an oil, essential oil.
Yeah. And I think them bears smell that patchouli.
But I don't even wear it when I'm hunting because of deer. So I try not to wear any perfume, any scent or anything. But I guess it's just soaks into my skin.
Yeah. So I'm going to start wearing patchouli.
What's your secret? What's the patchouli?
I'll get eaten by a bear yet. You watch and see.
Now that's something else. So you got to tell me about the bear. Is this
this ain't the bear story? Tell them about the bear you killed and the whole arrow thing. Whenever we went to go.
Oh, okay. So the bear I killed, again, we were both in tree stands, opposite tree stands, probably about 150 yards away from each other, couldn't see each other. And the bear came in, and I shot it, and I knew I got a good lick on it. But so he comes down his tree stand, give it a few minutes, and we go to find it, and he tells me to roll it over to see what it was, if it was a female or male, and because there's only two genders, so.
That's right, only two genders.
I said that on video.
Yeah, he
too.
said that on video,
buddy.
too.
We just
So,
got canceled.
It's all right.
So I rolled it over. Well, I guess for that arrow who was in his lung or whatever that air was in there, it made this sound. I
went,
thought it did.
Oh,
and I knew it was
man.
going to do it.
That's why he had me roll it over.
Yeah.
It scared me.
And
Like, I
I
thought
bet
for
it
sure,
did.
Yeah.
Thought that thing was coming out. But the part that she left out was all she texted me said, I got a bear and it's laying right here. Well, I don't know what's going on. So I'm getting out of the tree real quick. And as I'm coming down that tree stand, I had like sticks going up. I caught my hand and it caught a callus and it ripped that thing and blood shooting everywhere.
Man.
So I'm over messing with this bear. I had to go get stitches and stuff. But yeah, it was an eventful
Evening. Yeah.
Yeah. All of it right there at the house.
Wow.
That's the beautiful part of it. Yeah, it was a good hunt. And
We
good,
ate every bit of that bear, though. We got it all ground into burger.
Is that good stuff?
The way I cooked it, was I made meatloaf out of it, and that was
we fed our whole family that bear for Christmas. They all come to our house for Christmas Eve. So she made sliders, but we didn't tell anybody what it was. So she made her own sauce, like her own Big Mac sauce and stuff,
made little
and made them
rolls.
sliders. They were down there licking our plates, man. And then
Man, I know I would be too,
yeah,
bro.
I didn't tell them, and how I told them was I made a video to, and put it on our page to tell them about it. And so the only one that really had a problem was my daughter-in-law. She won't eat at my house no more. She won't eat.
Really?
Yeah, unless it's chicken and she can see it's chicken.
Yeah. She said, I don't know what kind of meat that is. I was like, well,
So
you're
it
right.
really didn't gross her out? I mean, it did gross
It
her
did
out?
gross her out, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just mental with her, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
everybody
it
else
tastes
was
just like beef.
tearing it up, and it was good. And if you cook bear the wrong way, if you cook a bear the way they cooked my steak tonight, whenever we ate,
Yep.
it'd be like eating your boot. It wouldn't be. You got to slow cook at, and you got to bring it up to a certain temperature because there is a. Is it a bacteria?
Yeah, it's a bacteria.
Yeah, there's a bacteria in them, and that's why people stay away. I love it though, and she likes it more in deer because there's natural fat in it.
Yep.
And man, it's good. Now I wouldn't want to eat one that's been like
Trash
a lot.
bear or
Yeah,
something.
like a
Yep.
lot of the miners
Mountain bear.
down there. The miners will feed them out of their lunch buckets and stuff. I wouldn't want one of them bears, but a natural bear that's living on hickory and the creek, absolutely. I'll eat them
Definitely.
all day long.
Man, that's one of my bucket lists.
But
That's
that
on
is
my
not
bucket
his
list.
how he almost died story.
Are we?
We got to hear the almost died story hunting.
All right. Well, this and this is all self-inflicted. So I went down hunting in McDowell County, and down there, anybody that's been to McDowell County, it's steep, like everything's straight up and down. So I shot this buck, and the buck didn't run 100 yards, which sounds great. Out here, it'd be wonderful.
Oh,
I
yeah,
could see
it'd
it
be
drop,
easy.
everything else.
That's right.
This thing goes straight over the mountain where I didn't want it to go. It turned to go over there. So he's over at mountain. So I drag this thing and it was warm that day. It was about 65. I drag this thing for over an hour, and I make it about 40 yards. I drag it about 5 yards and it'd slide. So this kept going on. I'm like, I never get this thing out. So I got my side-by-side. I got my side-by-side parked in there that I rode way back in there on. So I walked out, got it, brought it in there. I'm going to run my winch line down, hook a
Oh,
rope, and
yeah.
I'm going to winch it up
Perfect.
the hill because I'm a genius, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, big genius. So I forget to set the park brake because
Oh, no.
I'm thinking about this deer. I'm thinking ahead, not
no.
thinking about what I'm doing.
Oh, no.
So the side-by-side don't run over the hill towards me. It goes backwards, all right? Rolls about 30 yards. Well, a tree doesn't stop it. A gas well stops it. In the mountains of West Virginia, there's gas lines, natural gas lines everywhere. And ever so often, there's little pump stations. Well, I had a hitch on that side-by-side, and it's running. And I'm watching this thing go down through there, and it's like slow motion, man. Like, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it hits a 1-inch pipe
Oh man.
on that hitch ball, and gas shot out of there like you ain't never seen. It was like lifted up the back of that side by side. So I seen that. I run and dive back over the hill because I know it's going to blow. And I'm sitting over there and I'm shaking and I'm thinking, all right, I'm still alive. I ain't blew up yet, you know. Well, I guess they got like a check valve or something in there that cuts the gas down some, but there's still gas everywhere. So I grab that winch line, and for whatever reason, I think the good Lord above shut that side by side off because it quit. So I hooked that winch line over, and I had the remote in my pocket, and I winched that thing off that line, got up out of there far enough, got away from it. So I'm like, now what I'm going to do? Because there's gas. I sucked in so much natural gas, I was dizzy. And I mean, I'm outside.
Oh my
it's
word.
all in that valley. And I'm like, man, goodness. So I called the gas company, and I'm like, hey guys, I was like, I have really done it this time. You know, I messed up one of y'all's pumps. And they're like, okay, where you at? So I'll tell them, you know, I'm way back in the mountains, but they got maps that.
Sure they do.
So they're like, all right, ain't no big deal. Happens all the time. I said, happens all the time. I was like, who's that? He's like, these guys get out there on them side by sides and hit them. He's like, you're the first person that ever called us.
What?
To confess. And I was like, well, this whole valley's full of natural gas. Somebody comes down through here smoking a cigarette or side by side or whatever.
Gonna blow 'em up.
Right. So I'm like, all right, well, we're coming out to cap it off. I was like, hey, I got a deer over the hill. You know, is it okay to go get it? And he's like, yeah, I'll go get it. So I still got to drag this deer up. And now I'm high on this natural gas.
Oh man.
So I get the deer up there and they cap it off or whatever. So at the end, I asked that guy, I was like, how dangerous was that? And he said, if your exhaust would have been hot, it'd have been boom, boom, a big boom, baby.
Yeah, it would have been a big boom, baby. That's right, a big boom, baby.
Yeah.
Daggone,
I wasn't with
story.
him that day, and he called me, and I could just tell in his voice, like he doesn't
I
ever really
shook.
sound.
It takes a lot
guarantee
to
you.
shake.
Yeah, he was shook bad.
Yeah. So if you watch a video, I done a video, and it's me on top of the hill, and after it was all over, and it was just like, y'all ain't gonna believe what happened today. But if somebody had been filming me and watching me run and dive over that hill and trying to get away from that, it would have been a thing of beauty that day.
Oh, man.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, that is one crazy woods experience.
Yeah. All the years I've hunted, you know, it took me till I was 55 to do something that stupid.
What would the people of Facebook say about you?
Oh, I guarantee they would. They would have never done anything.
Oh no,
No, that's just
Well,
crazy.
they are all perfect.
That don't sound like common sense to
No.
me. I can guarantee that's what they would. Oh
no,
man,
it's not common sense, and no matter how big the buck is, it's never big enough. Well, you should have let that grow another year.
Oh, every time. I guarantee.
well, it's growing right now. It's in my freezer growing. Yeah.
It's going to cause me to grow.
Yeah, and I took the tenderloin off that for Christmas.
Oh,
Split it.
That was amazing.
Stuffed it with cream cheese and some veggies and stuff. And then I took some bacon that I kind of pre-cooked, wrapped it in bacon, and just baked it for about 30 minutes at still low and kind of medium rare. Oh, it was
you
good.
could cut it with a spoon, and
Oh, man.
it was a mature buck.
Yeah.
So
It was good.
So do you cut firewood at home?
Yeah,
Not
but
enough.
at a slower pace than you do, buddy. I tell you that right now. I'm telling you, I just told a buddy of mine the other day, I was out there cutting, and then I was sitting there taking a break. It don't take me long when I take a break, but and I do. I mean, you probably can't tell by looking at it, but I work out all the time, and I do CrossFit and everything, but I ain't in cutting firewood shape. I mean, that's a different kind of shape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I get out there and I'll cut a little bit. And I told my buddy, I was like, if I had to do this for a living, I'd starve to death. Because, I just think, that's why I respect what you guys do.
People think that I'm crazy, especially whenever I swing it towards my foot.
Well, the first time I watched
man,
it,
that's
I
Tommy
thought that.
Two Toes.
Yeah, I was like, how is he doing that? Not cut. And I almost tried that the other day, and I was like, no,
Don't
I
do
ain't
that.
doing it. No,
Don't
I ain't
do
doing
that.
that. I ain't doing that.
I know
I'm
it
not-
sounds weird, and a lot of people are like, whoa. That's one of the things that really got my content to grow.
Yeah.
I don't bend over. I don't believe in it. Now, a lot of people think that I'm crazy. I've had people tell me that I'm lying, but I don't tell fibs like this when it comes to my profession.
Right.
My wife is sitting right here too. My dad could vouch for it, but when I was young, you tell me I can't do something, hide and watch, dude. I'm going to go do it.
Right. Right.
And one thing I was not going to do was stand in the welfare line,
Right.
you know. And I could not have done it without Harley Ross Taylor. Jeez. I would go pick him up. We would go to the woods after I cut timber all day. I had 10 Cracker Barrels, 2 Barbecue Heavens, and 120 residential customers. And I did all of it by hand, every bit of it, with a splitting maul, because the splitting maul was a whole lot faster than the wood splitter that you could get from Tractor Supply. I could out whoop doing it the way you guys see me splitting it.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, he done one piece like that. I could split like that nonstop when I was in shape, from the time I was 26 to the time I was 35, till I had my second back surgery. That's the only thing that really
Slows you down.
Yep. And but I did close to 1,200 cord of firewood in a year, just before I had my first back surgery. Could I have went and got a wood splitter? Probably, but it wasn't hurting me. And the crazy part about it is, I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day religiously until 3 years ago.
Oh.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, but you want to talk about building your wind?
Yeah.
That's why I split firewood like I do. My dad could split firewood with his foot just like I did. Oh, heck, you ain't got to bend over one more time.
Yeah.
Everybody shows this, put this, they got a little band you put around your wood.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw it the other day.
Now, that would get on my nerves, because that's one more time I got to touch that stupid wood again, man.
Yeah.
That's why I bend over to set them up. I bend over to pick them up and throw them in. I'm not bending over again. When I get there, I'm going to throw it out, or I'm going to stack it at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to touch it again. So this is the way I taught myself to split wood. That way I wouldn't have to touch it near as many times. A lot of people measure the firewood when they put them before they cut it. I don't do that. If you do it long enough, you know what's 15 inches. It's by looking at it.
Yeah.
You train your eye.
Yeah. Exactly.
A lot of people don't understand. That's just old school tradition.
Right.
How long have you sharpened a saw, TKP? Since I was 14.
Yeah.
And my dad got by the time I got my license, I'm in my truck, and I kind of got a little bit lazy because I'm already splitting firewood, you know. My chainsaw sharpening sucked when I was 16. I mean, it sucked. I might be able to sharpen my saw 3 times, and the chain's ruined. At least I thought it was. Well, it got to where I would buy a new chain because they were only $20 back then, $18 for the size that I was using. When I get done with it, I throw it in the floorboard. Well, my dad went to move my truck one day, and he seen 20 chains in the floorboard. Yeah. Hey, what in the world? What? Are you serious? Bring him in here. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You're going to hang him up here on the wall, because we ain't throwing him away.
Did he say you're going to sharpen every one of
and
them?
I did. I
until
used
you get it right.
every one of them. He showed me again, and Dad was just that type. He showed me again. Up, there you go. Do a little bit. Just watch it fall off from the bottom to the top. He just threw it and walk out. And I concentrated on it. And it did. It took me a while to really get it down pat, and the angle and the strokes. And, man, there's so many people that argue about this on Facebook. You have to have the same stroke on every tooth.
Right.
No, you don't. I sharpen mine till it's sharp on both sides.
Right.
When you hit something like metal or something, or rock, normally it's whatever side you're standing on or how you're using your saw, which side gets hit the worst. So if that was the case, you could never sharpen your saw the exact same way anytime it got dull. But people don't think about that.
No.
See? Whatever way you're using your chainsaw, one side will always be duller than the other every time.
That makes sense.
So you're never going to get it exactly the same. If you do, then you're filing one side way too much. What really matters is your gullet, the little piece underneath the tooth. If it's further down on one side than the other side, and the tooth is shaped more this way or that way, it's not going to cut right. But if you have the right motion and knowing where your depth is on both sides and knowing how to do it, which takes time. I only use one hand to sharpen. 99% of loggers use 2 hands behind. Buck and Billy Ray's uses 2 hands behind the saw. A lot of people were taught that way. My dad taught me on a tailgate. I learned on a tailgate.
There you go.
So I bore into old trees. I know it's going to come out in the woods like an old junk tree. I'll bore right in there and make my own you know, vise. Sharpen, walk beside it, sharpen both sides.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I mean, there's different ways to do everything,
Oh yeah,
you know,
definitely.
and
And people are going to tell you all the ways to do it all the time
People
on
of
Facebook.
Facebook will.
Yeah,
that's the thing, though, you know, and that's the thing about logging. Logging, you have to have a very open mind because you don't find it written down nowhere.
right.
You only know from other people and what they do. So, man, I'm focused on what they're doing because I may be able to use their technique to what I'm doing.
Right.
How can you tell a good timber cutter? Well, that's easy. He's still alive and talking to you.
Yep.
I mean, my cousin was an awesome timber cutter. People loved him, man. He was a very honest guy and treated people really good and bought some of the most beautiful timber you ever seen. And he worked by himself and cut a big white oak. And hickories, shagbark hickories, are very flimsy. And the white oak goes up against the hickory. It's coming down. And there's a big limb about this big that hangs off the side of the white oak. And that's what's on that hickory, bending it down. And when it hits, it's so much motion and so heavy, it rips this limb off and catapults it back towards the stump. By the time he turned around, wham, over. Hard hat was on the ground, and the homeowner found him.
Mm.
But he didn't know what happened, you know.
Isn't it amazing how people are made to do certain jobs? It's obvious that
He was made to do it. He was really good at what he did.
it's amazing. It's obvious that this is your calling
Oh,
is to be a timber guy. And like I said earlier, I felt like I don't know if I was made, but I enjoyed working in a federal prison. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that would hate that job.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I wouldn't be a good timber guy. And our son-in-law works in the coal mines underground.
Yeah,
And
no
to
way,
me,
dude.
that's a nightmare.
It
I
is.
would, especially in that low coal. And then the stories, like I never thought about it, but where do you go to the bathroom when you're working in the coal mines?
Probably over in the corner,
They're
imagine.
going over in the corner, and then they're dragging that electrical lines and stuff through that. And I thought about that, and I was like,
Not to
no.
mention what you're inhaling all day long,
Inhaling that all day long,
tasting it.
My grandpa was a miner his whole life, and he was my height. And when he was an old man, he was hunched over, and just it just beat him down. You know. Now he lived to be almost 80, and he had the black lung and everything. But
He
it's
did have the black
it's a
lung.
tough lifestyle, and
couldn't-
logging's the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's man work right there.
Yeah, it's
You know.
definitely backbreaking.
So,
Yeah.
do you work by yourself, or I mean, do you
I'm-
work?
I'm in the woods with 3 other guys. I do
Okay.
not like to work by myself. You know, we might not use hard hats. I might not wear chaps, but we do not go to the woods by ourselves much. I have. When I do, I text my wife every hour on the hour if I'm cutting
That's
trees.
good.
It's again,
So, do you cut the trees and sell the trees to someone, or do you cut the trees and then you cut them up in firewood and sell them to, like you said, Cracker Barrel and places like that?
so I am a contract timber cutter.
Okay.
All I do, every piece of machinery that you see in my video that has to do with logging is not mine.
Okay.
Not mine.
Okay.
Nope. I don't own any of that. The only thing I own is my chainsaw, my gas and oil. Now, Easton made stuff like that, that's different. But as far as the logging operation,
Okay.
I mean, that's what I like it that way. You mean to tell me? Nope. They supply me whatever I need. I go do it, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do my own thing. I help them. I'm contracted to
Well,
whoever.
that makes it nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
I got
there's
my
no
own.
overhead.
No
Yeah.
overhead. It's just
Yeah.
my gas and oil.
And
Yeah.
so, is that just in Indiana, or is that?
I used to travel a lot, but one thing, and like I've said before, it's really hard to find honest loggers. One thing about logging is, and you're a contract timber cutter like I am, normally you go by the foot. I cut anywhere from 10,000 to 15,000 feet a day, depending on the day and how I feel. And an average of right now is, anywhere from 4 to 5 cents. So you take that, plus you take out all your materials and stuff. But when you work for people, a lot of the times, if it's a 450-foot average job, they'll pay you for a 300-foot average job. When you get done with that job, they'll settle up the rest of it with you. Now, the problem that I found being a contract timber cutter and traveling around and working that way was they would pay you the 350 and you would never ever see the roundabout end. A lot of the times I would take their word for it till about the third or fourth job. And if I never seen what the ending was from the first job ever, I didn't trust them as far as going to throw them, and I'm looking for another job.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. And a lot of times it'll start out real good, but as the timber gets better, people are greedy. I don't care how you look at it. That's what normally happens. And I actually found a guy that, man, Mr. Clint is one of the best people I've ever met in my life as far as a logger. He really taught me a lot about cutting. I know I've taught him a lot about the style that I cut. Very professional. He's taught 3,000 people how to cut timber.
Nice.
Very big professional, but the most thing I loved about him is he respected my wishes. He knew where I was coming from. He's known my whole family his whole life, and my grandpa he had a lot of respect for. So he kind of like, you know, the one I mean, he helped me get everything, my ducks in a row,
Right.
and really showed me stuff about the business that I really didn't know about. And the coolest thing was, man, I worked for Clint for about, I don't know, it's like 8 weeks. He was paying me every week. We done about 4 or 5 jobs pretty fast. And it rained one week. And it was on a Friday. He called me up and said, "Hey, where you at, Sparky?" I said, "Well," I said, "headed to town. You want to come over and get your check?" I said, "Get my check. We didn't work this week." He said, "No, man, I figured up that first job. Got you some pretty good money over here. You better go pick it up." Dude, I almost cried to his house. He was like, "No way. We found the guy, man. This is the guy I've been looking for my whole life." That was like
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
So I won't travel no more. Man, that's the thing. When I did that, I missed out on so much family time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I was looking for my destination, what I was supposed to do. If I would have hit it, if Michigan would have worked out or Kentucky, we would be living there right now. But it
Right.
didn't work out. Why didn't it work out? Because God had a different plan
That's
for us.
right.
We were going through different trials and tribulations to find out where we're supposed to be in life, and here we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm happy he's got a plan, because if it was by my plan, it's like,
Yeah, I would have been done a
Yeah.
long time ago.
yeah.
Did you have kids at home when you were overseas for the military? Or?
No, when I was in the military, I didn't even have a girlfriend, a cat, dog, nothing. So I wanted to travel, and so I spent probably 90% of my military time overseas. My duty station was Camp Lejeune, North Carolina,
Wow.
but I wasn't there a week and went to Africa.
Oh wow!
And then, went to the Gulf, went to the Far East and everything.
Man.
And as a 19-year-old kid, you grow up fast. When we went to Africa, do you know what we went to Africa for? They took, I think there was 15 Marines on that ship, and they said, "Bring your dress blues." So we went over, we went to 11 different countries up the coast of Africa. We were selling weapons to the African countries.
Really?
And they were using the Marines to demonstrate them. So we would go out, the military calls it a dog and pony show. We'd go out and blow a bunch of stuff up, and then they would sell all these 50 cal machine guns and stuff to these African countries. And then they would take us out that night. We'd have to be in our dress blues and wine and dine us, whatever, roll up to the next one. So
Same thing.
that's what the government does.
Did you have any lion encounters in Africa?
No, I did not. But we did take that ship, a Navy ship, up the Congo River. So I guess the Congo
wow.
River is like dredged out, like deep, but it's not very wide. Like I remember being up on the deck and thinking, this thing ain't going up this river. There's no way. But you could stand out there and see monkeys and stuff out in the trees,
cool.
and just different kind of animals and stuff. But no, I didn't have nothing, no experiences like that. Thank goodness.
I'm terrified of lions. I have an irrational fear of lions in Indiana. I know they're not here, but you know, it's just
you
an
never know.
irrational fear.
You never know.
Anytime I see a lion video on TikTok, I'm like, oh.
You guys have bobcats here, though, right?
Oh yeah, we got bobcats.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got a lot of bobcats on trail camera and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to get eaten by a lion.
No.
A bear.
A
I don't want to get eaten
Bear.
by. Yeah, it's different.
Tell them how you couldn't sleep on the cruise with the door open.
I couldn't sleep on the cruise with the door.
Why? The
I was
lions?
No,
Nope. She
You
was afraid
never
of a
know.
seabird gonna fly in
I
our
was
window.
afraid a bird was gonna fly in our
Where did you guys go cruise?
down the Caribbean.
Oh.
We went to
Yeah, we went
Belize and
Honduras, Belize, and
Honduras,
Cozumel, Mexico.
Cozumel.
Nice.
You know what I'm scared of? Like, for real? Bats.
Oh, I'm terrified
For
of
real?
bats.
So
he's scared to
I
death.
watched your video the other day of you catching that bat.
Yeah,
I
I
was
caught
just
him with
gonna
my
say
And I
tail.
went, he is not going to get that. I couldn't watch it all. So
I
this
couldn't
is
go
why.
outside. I was freaking out.
This
I was freaking
yeah.
out the whole time that was happening.
This is why I was hunting. I'd just gotten out of the Marine Corps, and I was in my sleeping bag, and me and my uncle was building a cabin, and a bat was in my sleeping bag.
Oh no!
What?
No,
And it
no.
crawled. Have you ever seen one crawl?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So it crawled across my bare chest,
Ugh.
and it made that squeak noise. And after that, it was over with. So I'm coming out of the cabin, I'm freaking out, and my uncle's like, he gets up, he kills this bat, and you just had to meet my Uncle Claude. He was a great man, and he kills this bat, and he's like, what are they doing in the Marine Corps now? He's like, you're telling me a United States Marine and this little bat.
Crying.
So we had a bat get in our house when I was working in Georgia, and
Let
I'd
me
get
tell
up.
this story.
Well, I'm gonna start it. I get up early to leave, and there's a bat in the kitchen. Take it away, young lady.
Okay. I had told him the night before, I said, when you get ready to leave, put Molly, which is one of our dogs, I said, put Molly in the bed with me. Because he gets up like 4 or 5 when he was working down there in Georgia. And so I was wondering, because I heard him get up and moving around, something that was weird. And but Molly never came up there and got in the bed. Well, then he comes running up the stairs, scared me to death because I thought something had happened to my dog. And he's like out of breath and just panicky. Like, what's wrong? And he's like, I was kind of in a daze, half asleep. And he's like, there's a bat downstairs and it's still alive. And I was like, okay. I said, just go. I'll get it. Just go. He's like, it's still alive. What are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to wrap it in a towel. So I get out of bed and I don't sleep in many clothes. I'll just say that. So, I go downstairs and he's just like pacing back and forth. And I was like, just go out the front door. He couldn't go out the normal door. So he leaves. I wrap the bat in a towel, throw it outside, and I go back to bed. And about 15 minutes later, he calls me and he's laughing. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm such a chicken about him. He's like, about knocked myself out. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, when it first happened, when I first saw it, he said, then I think the cat had brought it in and the cat was messing with it. And it made that sound and it started moving.
I ran into the wall, about knocked myself out.
He ran into
Oh
the
my
wall and about
goodness.
knocked himself out. So,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm like legit terrified of them. I
Yeah.
don't mess with it.
And then in the summer, or
Oh yeah, she was gone one day.
I was at my mom's house.
and one flew down the stairs, and I'm on. If I'm sitting on my couch at night watching TV, you ought to feel pretty safe, right?
Right.
And this bat comes down, and I seen it coming, and it's kind of embarrassing to even talk about. I went to the floor, and we got like a rug there on the floor, and I crawled so fast out the front door that I burnt the skin off my knees getting outside, and then fell off the porch.
Oh, man.
my
And then
word.
he calls me. He kept calling me. Never, like, when are you coming home? But he wasn't telling me what was wrong. And I was like, I mean, why? About my mom's like, well, when are you coming home? I was like, what's wrong? What are you talking about? Well, then he told me that there's a bat in the house.
It got in this extra room that we got where we got like a computer and stuff. And that's when I put Molly on it. So Molly has got Shepherd in her, and she's the smartest dog I've ever had. So I can tell Molly, get it, and she'll catch mice all the time. So I just said, get it. And she come in the house, and she's searching for whatever Dad wants her to get, So she goes in there, and that bat's flying around that room, and I'm watching from outside through the big window, and she's watching that bat, buddy. And that bat come by, and she caught that bat and killed it. And she won't eat it. She'll just kill them and let it lay there. So I come back in, and I was like, that's a good girl. You get ready to get some treats. So I won't even pick a dead one up. So I just put the dog bowl over it for Kelly to come home, and me and Molly sat there and ate treats because she was proud of herself. And Kelly's like, "Where's the bat at?" And I'm like,
"That's great.
It's under that bowl in
That's
there."
great.
So I'm a big chicken when it comes to bats. Yeah, now you know. Now the whole world knows.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm scared of?
What?
People say, "Hey, man, why aren't you a climber?" You ain't no climber. All you are is a stupid logger. Well, because I'm scared of heights, man. You see me climbing something's chasing me, dude. You better climb it too.
Yeah, we're supposed to be going on vacation next week. I have flown with him before, and he did fine. And now he's like,
I haven't flown in 20 years.
He's freaking out about it.
So at what height do you start feeling anxious?
6 feet.
Really?
I'm the same way. I'm terrified of heights. I'm the same way, but I don't mind flying. I don't know.
A log over a ravine don't bother me. I can walk all the way across it.
Okay.
I climb a ladder. Or if I tried to put spurs on, my good friend Andy Larmer, he's the one who taught me about tree trimming. Right. The best climber I've ever met, man. Really knowledgeable. Studied books like you would not believe and learned it all himself pretty much, but just bag of tricks, just a really good guy. And he taught me how to do it. So. Hey, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in for part 1 of Full Rut. Man, Dwayne and his wife are some awesome people, Dwayne and Kelly. So make sure you guys check us out next Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. For part 2, we have some really good conversation. So make sure y'all tune in. Hey, that is a big Indiana boom, baby.
Stories never end.
God, Guns, and Sawdust is a production by TKP Media, LLC.